Did you ever notice that some people seem like they have it together? Like they have all their ducks in a row. They never fall off. Everything's always going right for them. They always seem pretty healthy, at a great body weight, and they never seem to have any struggles, right? But you, on the other hand, seem to not be able to get to that point. Why can't you catch them? What are they doing that you're not doing? Well, today I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that they do away from the gym that you're probably not aware of, right? And if you were aware, you may implement them into your daily routine. So we all have these people around us that we either go to the gym with, we work with, they're neighbors, they're in really, really good shape, and they've been that way for a long time. And we all know that they work out. Obviously, they eat healthy, and they probably have some other habits that they perform on a daily basis that help them stay that way. But it's just really hard to put your finger on it because you want to also engage in those type activities to get the same results. Well, let me start with this. Most of these people that we admire and we want to be more like, they've curated a healthy environment. A healthy environment, right? And a healthy environment for me starts with an environment set up that you can make healthy choices, right? And that you don't have to struggle to make those choices. What does that mean? First of all, their kitchen. It normally starts and ends in the kitchen, guys. I'm gonna just be honest with you, but they set up their kitchen so that bad choices, unhealthy choices are hard to make. Hard to make. Guys, we all have triggers when it comes to food. Every single one of us, don't you think for 1 minute, the guy with the 8-pack doesn't have foods that he loves, that he has no business eating. We all suffer from the same thing. But what he does is understand that he likes those foods. He wants to indulge in those foods often. So he can't keep them within arm's reach, right? So every time he walks in his kitchen, he doesn't see Oreos. Every time he opens his pantry, he does not have a bag of Skittles staring him in the face. When he opens his refrigerator, he doesn't have alcohol and Sprite in there. If he has those things, and he may have those things, they're probably in the basement. They're in a garage, right? He can go buy them at a store, but he can't just go downstairs and grab them because that's too convenient, right? Another thing that people like this guy does or this gal does, they make sure that their schedule is set up correctly so that it's hard for them to fail. What does that mean? When they organize, they'll have lunch dates instead of dinner dates. Because at lunch, we're going to make more sensible choices just because of the time of day. And the availability, the choices on a lunch menu are going to be different than the choices on a dinner menu. Also, the time of day. So that even when a bad choice is made, it isn't as impactful, right? We don't suffer the same impact when it comes to, overeating perhaps, or maybe we overconsume some carbs at lunch, but we're able to balance it out by that third meal of the day or some more movement, right? This successful person also makes sure that the people that they surround themselves with also help them make healthy choices. Notice I didn't say they are also as healthy as them. Everybody they're around isn't as healthy as them. That's impossible, right? There's family members, there's children, there's co-workers. We can't determine how healthy these people are going to be. But people who keep their health intact, people who make good choices year round, people who stay where they want to be, they don't come around people who push them to make bad choices. They push them to make healthy. They don't push them to make unhealthy choices. They also don't give them the guilt trip when they want to stay under a calorie count, or they're taking pictures of their food at the table, or they aren't indulging in the things that they used to, right? Because I guess we think that unless someone is forcing the food down your throat, that they're not a bad influence. But they could just be a bad influence simply because of the words they choose to use while you're making your healthy choices. Because then the next time you feel a little guilty about it, you feel weird, right? So this healthy person does not make a point of being around these people on a regular basis, especially when it's mealtime, especially when it's time to go work out, take a walk. Or if I know I go to my neighbor's house, he's gonna try to entice me to drink some beer. And if I don't drink the beer, he's gonna say, oh man, now you're no fun. What are you gonna do, go work out, right? We've all heard that before. So the successful person makes sure that he doesn't surround himself with people who make him feel bad for being healthy, right? Also, since we're talking about people and how this curates your environment, guys, because the people you hang around do curate your environment. Let's be clear about that. He or she does not hang around people or constantly put themselves in situations that are going to stress him out. Because when we're stressed, we eat differently, we throw caution to the wind, we stop fat loss, guys, and we throw our body into a state of confusion, right? It's fight or flight. I'm stressed out, there must be something going on. Well, the healthy people know that every time I go to this relative's house, it gets stressful. Every time I show up late to this event for my kid, I get stressed out. Every time I go to this gym at a certain time, when there's so many people there, I get stressed out. So instead of continuing to put themselves in that situation, they find ways to keep themselves out of these situations. They're not going to go to the gym when it's packed and they're going to be irritated because they can't use the machines. They're not going to show up late to meetings and late to work and late to events. That's going to eventually stress them out even after the event is over. They're not going to go around people who are constantly debating and arguing and fighting, because they know eventually that's going to stress them out. Even if they're not in the argument, even if they're not involved in the debate, the end result is stress. So if you want to get to where that person is, if you want to be in that zone that those people seem to constantly be in, look at your environment. Look at how your home is set up. Is it set up for you to make healthy choices every day? Look at the people that we're around. Are they making you feel better about your transformation, or are they making you feel worse? And are you putting yourself in stressful situations, or are you removing yourself from stressful situations? All those things compound because they're daily occurrences, guys. And we got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make this ride a smooth and long one.